How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions when you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. What has more letters than the alphabet? The post office. Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, and they ended up dropping a big time press release, and we're going to go over it in this video. So before we get started, of course, we got to go through the agenda. Whether you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. So if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is, of course, the press release coming from OCGN. This is key, and I want you guys to be aware and be inside the know. And then secondly, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. Many are saying, have you seen it pull back and so forth? What is going on? Well, you know what? I'm going to be answering some of your questions, and we're going to be taking a look at areas of support and where we want to see as far as for OCGN to have a reversal in its price action. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know how's it been looking as of late, and we also want to see what the borrow fee rates and all the other important data that we like to use, especially since it gives us a good idea of where the stock price can trend in regards to direction. And then when all of that is done, I'll be going into the final thoughts. So let's jump to it. Now let's go over the recent press release from OCGN. OCGN Inc. announces initiation of rolling submission to Health Canada for COVAXIN, a biopharmaceutical company focused on discovering, developing, and commercializing gene therapies to cure blindness diseases and developing a vaccine to save lives from COVID-19. Today announced that it had initiated a rolling submission to Health Canada for COVAXIN, the company's candidate vaccine against COVID-19, which it is co-developing with Bharat Biotech International for the US and Canadian markets. This follows the release by Bharat Biotech of phase 3 clinical trials, which demonstrated efficacy and safety in nearly 25,800 adults. The rolling submission process was recommended and accepted under the Ministers of Health's interim order respecting an importation, sale, and advertising of drugs for use in relation to COVID-19, and transitioned to a new drug submission for COVID-19, which permits companies to submit safety and efficacy data and information as they become available. Often referred to as a rolling review, these allow Health Canada to start its review right away as information continues to come in, to accelerate the overall review process. OCGN initiated the rolling submission through its affiliate VaxIgen Limited. Health Canada will make a decision upon review of the evidence submitted that supports its safety, efficacy, and quality. Remember when we did that video not too long ago talking about VaxIgen and how I found the post on Reddit and saying, hey, this is like the OCGN? It's great to see now it's out in plain sight. So let's continue. We thank Health Canada for their upcoming review of COVAXIN and look forward to working with them so that we can offer the possibility of another safe and effective option to be used in their fight against COVID-19 and its Delta variant, said Dr. Shankar Musunuri, Chairman of the Board, Chief Executive Officer, and co-founder of OCGN. So this is definitely some great news to hear. Many people have been saying, hey, they're so bad when it comes to press releases. They're not keeping us updated. Well, you know what? Here it is. OCGN is letting you know, yes, we are making strides in regards to bringing COVAXIN into Canada, but here are the steps that we need to take, and to let you guys know, we've already got the engine going. So again, this is something really to be excited about, especially if you are a shareholder or you're considering to take a position. So now let's jump into the technical analysis. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it's performing so far on the day. So we can see it's here at $6.27, being down 2.64% at the time of this recording. On the lows, tested $6.11, and then on the high, testing $6.85. When we take a look at the volume, we have so far for today being at 17.923 million, and on average over 10 trading days, it is usually around 18.375 million. So what we need to take a look at, we are using the 1-year daily chart. Currently taking a look at the RSI is around 36.53, and this is of no surprise since the market is pulling back today. But what we can see here as far as our indicators, we are showing strength, continued strength above the 200-day, but we are below the 100-day and as well as the 21-day EMA. One of the things we've talked about on this channel a good amount of times already is wanting OCGN to hold up support here right around this $6 level. It tested $6.11 and now we see it here hanging around $6.28. So I want to see this $6 level actually continue to hold, especially as this week progresses. Like I was saying in the prior video, if it gets below 6, then I'm going to be looking to actually add to my position, because one of the areas where we could see some support here for OCGN is right here around $5.25. So just in case it pulls back and you believe in a long-term prospect, that is an opportunity there, especially if you're looking at taking an entry position. For it to start looking bullish all over again, we definitely need to come back to reclaim the 21-day EMA over here at $7.36, so we can actually make that move going into $8. But as far as the market and the way how it is performing right now currently, I just want you to guys know and make sure you have the peace of mind knowing that, you know what, the markets are choppy, there's a lot of sell-offs, and this is part of the reasons why we're seeing a pullback. So we're going to take a look at the short interest for OCGN. So we can see the short volume ratio is at 36.60%, so there's definitely a lot of short squeeze potential here. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.3 million, and then as far as for the short ball free rate, it is at 10.65, and they're both updated 12 minutes ago. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see here from the close of July the 14th, we have an estimation around 36.90. And if we take a look at the period going back as far as June the 30th, this is pretty much the highest that it's ever been. So taking everything into consideration, this is part of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of downward pressure in OCGN stock. We are seeing decreased volume and shorts are taking advantage of this, and many people are starting to sell out of their positions, and this is why we have all of the pressure that we're seeing. But like I said, if you believe in the long-term prospects, this does provide an opportunity to get into OCGN at a cheaper price. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow with this stock and in regards to its price action. But we also have to keep an eye on next week. We see the markets have been extremely volatile, especially today when we saw the SPY having a huge sell-off. A lot of growth stocks were down. But one of the things I want you to understand, if you have high conviction and you believe that OCGN will be able to bring COVAXIN to be competitive on the global stage in regards to markets in Canada and as well as the US, there's an opportunity here. And seeing the update that we got from Ocugen today was definitely a breath of fresh air. But very quickly here, I want to kind of go over the order flow distribution with you guys. So when we take a look at the order flow, on the inflow we had 27, and on the outflow we had 27. We had 1 on the large, 19 on the medium, and 7 on the small for inflow. But for outflow, we on the medium we had 20, and on the small we had 7. If we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, we can see institutions were loading up on July the 14th and as well as today for July the 15th. So this is something I want you to understand. Ocugen has been pulling back and institutions have been taking advantage. But when we were taking a look previously, what we saw, a lot of retail investors were selling out of their positions because they saw the stock price was going down. So this is why I want you to make sure that as far as what your game plan is and what your strategy is when it comes to this stock, you're doing it so it's beneficial for you. Don't go out there selling for losses, being impatient and so forth. But if you have to do it, if it's better for your mental health, if it's better for your mental health, then by all means go ahead and do what works for you. For myself, I continue to hold my position, and I can't wait to see more news and more updates to see what happens with COVAXIN, and as well as seeing how the stock price actually does over time. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.